stranger Instagram. Hello, pretty people. It's Friday. It's Friday. I hope you are excited about life. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, it's hard to come around me and not get excited. It's hard to come around me and not get motivated. It's hard to come around me and not get inspired. And so, yes, I want you to do more. So if you already have a business and you're excited about your business, put business in the chat. Say, yes, Jerusha, I have a business. I'm excited about my business. I'm crushing the next 74 days of 2023. If you are crushing the next 74 days of 2023 with your business, yes, I'm excited for you, girl. I'm going to crown my queens over here. We're going to crown, we're going to celebrate, we're going to collaborate, yes, and we're going to make that connection, honey. And so, yes, if you are joining me for the very first time, put newbie in the chat. Say, I'm a newbie, Jerusha. You're just now hearing the sound of my voice. You are a newbie to me. All the newbies, hello, newbie. Say, newbie. If you watch the replay, put replay. But if you tag two people or share the broadcast, you and I just became besties. So tag two people, share the broadcast. Yes, I got a newbie in the building. Transformed Beloved Bennett is in the building. Let me know you're in the building. It's Friday. So good things are always happening. You have to make yourself get excited. Even when you don't feel like being excited, you just get excited. So that's what I do. I talk myself into excitement. I talk myself. I cheer for myself. I tell myself how great I am, what's going to happen, what I'm projecting for my future self. I love your videos. Thank you so much. He said he loved my videos. So I get excited for myself, by myself. And so you need to make sure that you're doing that self-talk. You can write this down. Here's an easy business tip. That you're doing that self-talk every single day, multiple times a day. And so people often ask, well, are you really that happy? I talk to myself. I don't know what y'all doing. I just don't answer. You're okay if you talk to yourself. The problem is if you answer. Now, I don't answer. I just tell myself, this is a great day. God is good. I am blessed. My children are blessed. My family is blessed. I just talk myself into it. And then I get excited. And just like most people, you've heard this before. I write it down. All the things that I want. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see a name. So, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. She said, I'm a female. Yes. I didn't see an actual name. I just see Transform Beloved in it. So, yes, thank you so much for loving my stuff. I get excited to have all of you. I get excited that we have the whole wide world in our hand. I get excited that I can build a home-based business. I get excited that I've seen success and I've helped thousands of people start businesses, become super successful. I just get excited. And then I share all these business tips with you. So if you want actionable business tips, tools, hacks, scripts, branding, marketing, all the things, this is the page for you. And so, yes, today I am probably have about 15 minutes and I'm going to share with you. I just got off a business call and the person told me they don't have time to start a business. Now, this is my favorite thing for people to tell me they don't have time. It's my favorite subject to really train and teach on because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The beggar and the billionaire have the same 24 hours. Oprah and me have the same 24 hours. So, I don't actually believe you don't have time unless, let me say this, you actually work for the FBI and you're on the mission in Israel right now in Jerusalem and you probably don't have time right now. But if you work a traditional job, you have a regular life, baby, you have time. And so I'm going to give you ways you can overcome that objection if you have a business. I'm going to share my screen. If you're on Facebook, obviously, Instagram and TikTok, can't share my screen. Okay. So if you're on Facebook, I'll be able to share my screen so you can go ahead and take a screenshot of a script that you can say when someone says, I don't have time. Okay, yeah, that's an excuse. Write this down. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves, and no one believes it but you. So that is an excuse that you do not have time. And so write this down. I love your energy. Hey, thank you so much. I love your energy too, that you are present. And so if you love this, go ahead and follow. If you're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you're listening, please make sure you follow and tag two business besties right now. Tag two people right now that probably need to hear this training. And so if you have a business, put business in the chat and let me know who I'm speaking to, because I love that I'm able to share what I know for sure. And let me just tell you why I am qualified to teach on this subject. I've been an entrepreneur for over 18 years. I know I look good. It's because of the liquid collagen. So if y'all don't know, I take this liquid collagen. It helps my skin, my hair, my nails, my joints, my digestion, my gut, my bones, all the things, your connective tissues. And so, yes, and we have like 5 different formulas. So I actually do something. And so if you want to learn more about that, put collagen in the chat and we can talk about it. But aside from that, I actually have been an entrepreneur, like I said, for almost 2 decades. I started very young, and I worked in corporate America like a lot of you. I worked in television, so my degrees are in communications and public relations. I was on the radio by the time I was 19, baby. And so I was in my dream job. So how did I build a home-based business? I decided I wanted to get married and have children. And so my son was a preemie, and I decided, oh, he need all of these services and all of these things, doctor's appointments. And so I said, I need time. That's why this is my favorite subject. Okay. So I said, I need more time. And I felt like working a 9 to 5, going to an office in television was not the best use of my time. So I was looking for time freedom. So the first person who spoke to me about a home-based business, I said yes. Now, that's how I know you don't talk to everybody. You don't meet people and you don't make those connections, because that's what pretty people do. I got on my pretty people hoodie today. Yes, you see the crown is over the people. We crown people over here. I'm going to equip you with everything to be successful if you want a business. And so I was like, yes, I got started. She was the only person that ever spoke to me about any business. Okay. And I went to a meeting, saw these fabulous people, multimillionaires and 6-figure earners. And I was doing well in corporate America, but they were working from home doing it. So it seemed a little different, right? I'm like, well, how is this even possible? And so I was so shocked that people were doing as well as myself. And I was working in television and they were at home. And how is it that we making the same amount of money? I need to know about this. Like, people are hiding all the goods. People are not telling me that this is available for me. Where have I been all my life? And so I was so impressed. I got started. I did very well. I am the person that went to the top of the company, but I had a big enough why. I had reasons to do it. Like I said, it was my son. And so I was like, let's go. I didn't care what it took. I was in it to win it. You heard people say that, right? I was going to do whatever is necessary. WIN, whatever is necessary. And so I didn't care how hard it was. I didn't care. I didn't care who did it before me, after me. I did not care, because I was a woman on a mission. The one thing I know about women, when we want something done, we get it done. And that was me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna work a full-time job. My son is 2. You know, I have a household, I have a husband, I have a mom, I have a dad, I have responsibilities, I have all these things, but I'm gonna make the time. I'm going to make the time. Became the top 1% of that company, earned all the things that you hear about, you know, the cars, it's true, and the trips, the diamonds. I have got a beautiful crown, all the things, it's true. But I did work for it, but I got what I wanted, was time. I didn't miss a doctor's appointment, physical therapy, speech therapy, put them in the best schools possible. Like, I was like, time is what I need. How do I perfect this? How do I become a professional time thief? So now when people tell me I don't have time, this is why I'm able to overcome that objection. So you better write this down. If you are on a Facebook, you can take a screenshot. So I was on the phone with someone and they said, I need more money. I want to start a business with you, Jerusha. I want to work with you. And mind you, I help people build their businesses online and offline. So I create what I call double threats. And she saw one of my, live postings or something. And she said, I want to be a part of what you're doing. I need extra money. And I said, I'm developing 100 new business partners right now. Like, I'm helping 100 families, 100 women or men that are serious earn $100,000 doing what I do in my organization. And so she replied, yes, she's open. I gave her the information. We got on the phone and she said, I want to do it, but I don't have time. Now, this is where I come in to share with you guys. So I'm like, that is my favorite thing people say, so I can help them and I can overcome that objection. And so this is going to help you reduce rejection when you know what to say. Okay. Because somebody is always going to say something, even if they need it. And you'll find the people who need extra money or need a business aren't necessarily the people that do it, right? The people that want it because they have a reason and why, they can get it done faster. And so what I find is it's easy to help people understand why they need to get started and how you can help them make the time. We have it, you just didn't make it. Does it make sense? Yes or yes? And so I was like, bam, let me just tell you, this is what I said to her. First of all, let me give you a sales tip. You always are in position, meaning you're the CEO of your own company, right? I run my own business. I have two ways, my Pretty People organization, where I help you guys build your businesses. And then I'm personally developing 100 new entrepreneurs, right? And then I'm a speaker. And so however you're doing it, you always want to be in a position where you feel good and confident about what you are saying and what you are selling. Okay. Now, first of all, it's very important. You have to know people are just like you, so relax. Like, calm down. They just like you. She's stepping her pantyhose one leg at a time, just like me. Everybody's human, right? If you cut me, I'm going to bleed. I cry. I get emotional. So understand, you're still talking to people. And so the first thing is you got to be relatable. Like, she's just like me. She just don't know how she's going to do it. And I need to help her see a different perspective. And that's what overcoming objection is, allowing people to see a different perspective. You can write that down. And so I'm always nodding my head in a yes motion. When I am selling you on something, I am nodding my head. You know, do you see what I see? Do you see why we need to get started? Because that is projecting the energy that you want. Energy is transferable and energy is contagious. And so I'm already having a yes attitude when I'm talking to you. And it's not just my delivery, it's my feeling, it's my belief that we're going to get to the bottom and we're going to get started, because I'm going to help you think a different way. All we're doing is retraining the brain. Okay. So if you're on Facebook, I told you I'd share my screen. Sorry. I'm energy. Thank you so much. She said, I'm energy. Believe it or not, everybody don't like that kind of energy. Somebody told me they don't like my energy. I'm like, you're not my people. As soon as you say something that's, not in good energy with what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not my people. And it's okay. My mother told me a long time ago, you're going to be too much for some people. Those are not your people. And so I've adopted that. I'm not your people. And that's okay. And so we tease each other. My sisters and I like, okay, she's not your people. So it's okay to release people. I promise you, it's enough for everybody. So if you are on Facebook, you get to see my screen. So the young lady said to me, I just don't have time. I want to get started, Jerusha. I need the monies and I don't have time. And here's what I said. I know you don't have time. See, people think you're going to say the opposite, right? Right? I'm going to agree with you. I know you don't have the time. Most of us don't have the time. I didn't have the time when I got started in business, but I made the time, right? So I said to her, I know you don't have the time. Most of us don't have the time. But let me just ask you this. If making more money is really something you want to do, what are you going to do to make more money? Question mark. And I'm going to leave that on the shelf right here. I'm going to let it sit there. So I'm talking to her and I'm saying, okay, you can screenshot this on Facebook if you want. I teach this in my 3-day ride. So if you're not in my 3-day ride, it's opening in December. You need to follow me so you can be in the 3-day ride. So I said, I'll say it again in case you're on Instagram and TikTok, you got to write it down. I know you don't have time. You agree because you don't want to be combative. You don't want to feel like you got to, tell her she needs to because she says she needs money. No, you want her to feel comfortable. You want her to know that you can relate to why she's saying it, even though it's not true, right? Most of us don't have time, but let me just ask you a question. If making more money is really something you want to do, what are you going to do to make more money? That's all I said. She says, I don't know what I'm going to do to make more money. I said, so if I could teach you a skill, could you learn? Because we all have time. The moment any of you opened up social media, you had time. The moment you scrolled, you had time. The moment you watched the YouTube, the moment you watched the podcast, the moment you watched television, the moment you talked on the phone for 15, 20 minutes chatting it up, you had time. So we actually have it. We just don't know how to use it, right? So that's called managing yourself. You can't manage time because it's going to do what it do. Tick tock, tick tock. But you can manage your actions. And so it's called managing yourself. And so we teach how you can manage your time. Well, you manage yourself and maximize your time. So I became a professional time thief, just like most of you, full-time job, children, all the things. But I was like, how are people doing it? And I figured it out. And so that's what you're going to say to overcome that objection. If someone ever tells you they do not have time, what you can say is, I know you don't have time. Agree immediately. But you also say most of us don't have time. But let me just ask you this. If making more money is really something you want to do, what are you going to do to make more money? Then she's like, You are allowing them to think like it doesn't make sense what I'm saying and I need to change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So in 2023 on January 1, all these people said, I'm starting a business, I'm writing a book, I'm doing a course, I'm starting a podcast. And then they say, I didn't have time. You did, you just didn't plan accordingly. Okay. Another good way, if you're on Facebook, you can see it. I'm giving you another script. Another good way you can overcome that objection of time is understand, I don't know who came up with this. I don't know if it was not Zig Ziglar. It could have been Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar or some of the other gurus that's been around forever, right? But knowing the feel, felt, found method. It still works. It sounds like it's old school, but it still works. So I know the feel, felt, found methods where you would say to a person, I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. But what I found was my need for extra money was more important than some of the other things I was doing with my life. And I found the time. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. I know how you feel because you don't want to be this person. I could say I've been successful and I've been doing this, but that wouldn't help her make a decision, right? I need to understand where she is. Don't you love it when somebody understands where you are? They get it. You feel like, oh, yes, this person gets me. Like I get you. And so I felt the same way too when I started. I was like, oh my gosh, this child of mine is having all these difficulties. And this is my first child. And they're telling me to get leads and get sales. And I have a full-time career in television. You know, I really felt that. But I was like, I'm more determined to change my circumstances. So I'm going to cry a little bit. I'm going to be frustrated a little bit. Yes, you're going to want to quit, but quitting is not an option. All the things. So I get to say, I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. But what I found was my need for extra money, and for me, my need for extra time was more important than some of the other things I was doing with my life. So I found the time to build the business. I found the time to attend the meetings. I found the time to attend the training, seminars, webinars, whatever. I found the time. And so, yes, you're going to lose people in this process. Everybody's not going to go with you to the top, girl. Okay. You're going to lose some people, but that's okay. That's okay. You can lose people along the way. Some people are not meant to go with you to the top anyway. Their season has passed. And it's okay to let them go, like Elsa. Let them go. It's okay to let them go. And the last one that I can tell you is another way that you can overcome that objection of time is, I don't know how you're going to find the time. I don't know. Okay. But what I know is when you want something bad enough, most busy women find the time. You find time to go date. You go find time to go to dinner. You find time to go to the movies. You find time to go to the state fair. You find time to go to the circus. You find time. So what I know about women for sure, busy or not, I want busy people because busy people get things done. You're my people if you're busy because you're going to make it happen. Busy people are the most successful people because they're busy. If you have all the time in the world, I already know. Because when I'm not even gonna say who it is. She says, I'm wasting time. It bothers my soul when she said, I'm just sitting here wasting time. And I'm thinking, I don't have any time to waste. How are you just sitting around wasting time when there's so much to do, so much to learn, so many things that you can change, so many things you can implement? It's so much on the table that you just wasting time. Okay. And so I tease her about that, like, oh, please don't say that to me. Okay. So I don't know how you're gonna find the time, but what I know for sure, baby, when we want something bad enough, as busy women, whatever your life is, we find the time. And so it's interesting. If it's important to you, you will find the time. And so by telling someone you don't have time, it just means it's not a priority. That's all it means. And I know it sounds really like, oh God, it's true. It's not a priority, because if it was, it'd be on your list. You got a to-do list of 5 things you have to do every day to move the needle forward. If you don't get to these 5 things, it's not important. You continuously do it, right? It's not that important yet. We do everything on a daily basis that's important to us. None of us, everybody eats, everybody take a shower every day. Yeah. Everybody open up social media every day. Everybody message a friend or two every day. You have time. You just haven't learned to manage yourself and discipline yourself to see the results that you want. And so I just want you to know there's a way to overcome the I don't have time. And if it's you, yes, we need to talk about managing yourself throughout the day, where you're building your business, you're seeing progress, you're writing your book, you're starting your nonprofit that you promised yourself on January 1 of 2023. We have 74 more days that you can still get into action. Right now, you have a choice. We all make choices. I tell my boys, we all have choices. Okay. And so you can choose right now 74 more days to run with us. I'm in a 90-day sprint, a 90-day run. We started October 1st. And so you can start right now, 74 more days until 2024, to put yourself into action and stop making an excuse about you don't have time. Okay. Okay. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. And so if this was helpful to you and you love this type of training and you learned something today, you got motivated today, tag 2 people or share the broadcast, and make sure you follow, obviously. Make sure you follow so you get the notification when I am live. I love sharing what I know for sure. My hope is to shorten somebody else's learning curve. I already did it, right? And still learning other levels of success. And so I want to shorten your learning curve. Make sure that you are following. Of course, I'm live every Tuesday at 1:30. I do a quick lunch and learn every Tuesday at 1:30. So if you don't have that on your calendar, might be a good idea to put that on your calendar. Might be a good idea, because that's what pretty people do. We celebrate, collaborate, and we make those connections. And so you guys became the pretty people. And so if you want to support the Pretty People organization, yes, you can get a Pretty People tee. We crown people over here. Just go to the link in the bio. Yes, hashtag pretty people. And I will see your beautiful faces. I'm going to my son's football game. It's raining and a little cold in Georgia today. So follow me in my stories. We'll be at the game later on today. Tell me all the things that you're doing to change your circumstances. Oh, I love the hearts on Instagram. Heart me up. I'm just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha, and I'll see you on the page. Thank you so much, Jessica, in the building. Hey, Jessica, good to see you. Hey, Deborah. Deborah is in the building. Good to see you.